they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Really sucks.
I saw it on TV. I guess it'll be one empty seat when I wrestle at Wembley. I used to tear my shirt, but now you tore my heart. I knew you were a Hulkamaniac right from the very start.
Right from the start, you were my friend. This is not the end.
When the Hulkster comes to heaven,
Heaven, heaven, heaven.
we'll tag up again.
Again, again. The world just explodes.
Another Hulkamaniac.
A friend to the end. I'll see you again.
I wish Hulk's love could bring you back again.
You were my friend.
And I'll see you again.
I will see you
When I
again.
climb back in the ring, you know we'll win this fight. I wish you were here at ringside to cheer me on tonight. The spotlight now grows dim, and now it's not on me. The prayers we said together are still our guarantee. You were my friend. I'll see you again.
I'll see you.
Hulkster comes to heaven. We'll tag up again. Hi, Carl.
Hey, what's going on, Vinny?
Are you coming in super hot there?
Am I coming in too hot?
I can't tell. Is he coming in too hot?
Am I coming in too hot?
Anybody coming in too hot? Okay.
Hot and bothered.
Hot and bothered. So, Carl,
Yes.
let's recap last week's episode, shall we?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Hey everyone, Tucker Dixon here with your weekly recap. After a brief hiatus so that Carl could spread COVID to all the local children and Vinny could play with the Batmobiles that he surely bought himself for Christmas, we're back with the biggest creeps of 2021. Carl showed us not only is he not a Cuomo-sexual, he's a Cuomo-phobe. You know, Carl, the Cuomo brothers are New York's Baldwin brothers, just not as handsome, smart, or charming, or talented. But they do have a lot higher body count. Vinny's creep showed us why Carl never calls me back after I leave a voicemail, though I specifically tell him to every time. He was jaded by podcast hitman. Finally, in the year's biggest missed opportunity, Croge decided to berate a grieving family instead of bringing in the real biggest creep. We all know it's Carl. Also the website. Anyways, that's all I got for this week. Tucker, out.
Attention parents, what you're about to see is not suitable for kids. Shoot, it's not even suitable for some grown-ups. You might want to walk away now if you ain't into these type of things.
I'm going to give the people what they want. Sensation, horror, shock.
I'm going to deliver the goods because I'm alive and I'm not backing down.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Well, I had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
Disgusting, vomit-inducing thing.
Hola, creepos. Welcome to another edition of your favorite true crime podcast, the show about creeps, by creeps, for you creeps. I'm your host, Vinny. Some of you just know me as the People's Champ. Also joining me in the studio is a guy whose smile just does not fit his face. It's Carl, everybody.
Hey, what's happening, Vinny? I feel like your energy level's a little off today. Is the news of Bob Saget hitting you a little too hard today?
A lot of deaths that I don't feel very good about right now.
Yeah?
Number one, Bob Saget's.
Why did he have to get boosted? You know, it really is a shame.
Let's not start this.
Are we taking off of YouTube yet?
Let's not go this route. He's dead. And then the Dolphins fired the first coach who got him 2 winning seasons. And
Dolphins ended the year strong. They were making a push at the playoffs there. They had won like 7 in a row at one point. And
So
then
you-
you fire the coach.
so that's what you should do is fire the guy who coached your team out of the worst slump they've had since Camp Cameron.
If they wanted to fire him mid-season, no one would have complained or argued. But why wait for the guy to put together that serious run and then let him go? It's really stupid.
My soul hurts today. That's all I'm going to say.
Poor people.
I'm
Well,
ready
the
to
good
do a
news
show.
is the Bills back-to-back AFC East winners.
Actually, Carl, the good news is the results are in from last week's
Shit.
episode.
Yeah, what was up with our website? People were having a hard time voting. I don't even know if this counts, this vote, because people were trying to vote for Chris Cuomo, and they couldn't find it. Couldn't find out where to go.
I'm so goddamn at my wit's end. Our server that our website is on had some type of crash.
Yeah.
The guy who owns it has been trying to get it repaired, but he also just had a premature baby.
Okay.
My buddy Brian Ball, if he's listening. Hi, little DJ. Try not to stink up the place. Fucking babies. So he's busy. And the website's fucked. So the voting is going to be on our Patreon page. It's free to vote. It's just on the front page as a post.
All right. Well, I didn't see the
/the
results.
creep off.
Sorry, I'm talking over our plug. My bad. I didn't see the results, Vinny. What happened last week?
Well, Carl,
I
here,
brought Chris Cuomo. That
ready
was
for
a
some
strong
fake
one.
energy? Here we go.
That was a strong one right there.
You really felt like Chris Cuomo was going to do it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I felt good about it. I felt like I brought a pretty compelling argument, too. I had a bunch of
I think it was a terrible
information
choice.
and facts and things.
One of the worst picks ever. The only person who's ever done a worse pick on an episode of the show is Croge.
Oh, gosh.
Because he had it in the fucking bag and decided to let it slip through his fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, the podcast Shipman is the biggest creep of 2021.
Huge deal is going down right before our very eyes here.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Vinny
you know what that
takes
means?
home the victory.
Oh, yeah.
Excelsior, true believers.
Oh, look who's in a better mood all of a sudden. Look who's no longer upset about Bob Saget and the Dolphins. How quickly.
Everything is so hot today. I do not know what the fuck is happening, but all I'm going to say is,
Winhausen for the Winhausen.
I don't like how happy you are.
well, what are you going to do?
I find it annoying. All right. Well, that wrapped up 2021. Onward.
I
We're in
ended as strong as the
2022.
Dolphins did.
That's
There
right.
it is.
That's right. So onward. We're in the new year, and we're talking about the new year. And what did we decide was going to be the topic this week?
Well, we went back to where we were before we got through the holidays, which was we were going through random states, just like Patrick Michael.
Yes.
We learned to do it from him. So we put out a poll this week, and the great state of West Virginia won.
Great? Have you been to West Virginia?
Great for our purposes.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
Fantastic for our purposes. I mean, I watched a video today, Carl, just looking through West Virginia shit.
Yeah.
Of like inbred people that were so fucking inbred they couldn't speak.
Yeah.
They were just like, rah, 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 and like making grunt noises. And the one of them kept pointing at the flowers because that's where they buried his Mongoloid brother.
Oh.
It was the fucking craziest video I've ever seen. West Virginia seems terrifying.
We have a fun job, don't we, Vinny?
It was haunting. That guy's grunts were fucking haunting.
You love it.
No.
All right. Are you ready to get started? How long are we going to put this off for? Well, let's get into it.
Start it up.
Take it away, Vinny. You won, so you go first. Tell me who is the creepiest West Virginianer is.
Well, Carl, I got to tell you, there's a few things I look for when trying to pick a creep. When you have to pick, there's lots of things you can pick from an entire state.
Yep.
There-
You look
this is-
for
this is-
child diddling. You look for
Cannibalism.
child rape. You look for
Cannibalism's a big one.
Cannibalism's a fun one.
Yeah.
True.
Either way, West Virginia, chocker box full of it all.
Yeah.
But boy, this story
Lots to choose
just
from.
fucking hit me wrong.
Okay.
This guy is a fucking creep, and his name is Benjamin Taylor.
Okay.
A lot of people wanted me to pick Ethan Ralph here because apparently he's from West Virginia. But I didn't do it because Carl said I wasn't allowed to because he loves him so much.
Yeah, but me and Ethan Ralph are good buddies, so.
Yeah, I know. That's the story I'm hearing. So my creep's name is Benjamin Taylor. Now,
Okay.
Taylor, he was a father of one son whom he did not have custody of. And he was a construction worker in Jackson County in West Virginia. According to his Facebook page in his profile bio, he wrote that he is, quote, dead inside, end quote. And his photo cover posted the quote, I will never apologize for being a sex freak.
Okay.
Here's
That's
a
weird
fun
thing to
picture
put on
of him.
Facebook.
Here's a great picture of him.
Let's see.
Oh,
what this guy
there he
looks
is.
like. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Benjamin Taylor.
Yep.
31 years
I
old
feel
at
like
the
I went to
time.
high school with that guy.
Yeah, I
He
feel
looks
like he's the
very
buddy.
familiar.
He looks like the guy who fell on the wood on the old fucking pit, fire pit.
He actually does, yeah.
Oh, that's him?
He kind of looks like him, yeah.
Yikes. So he met a mother of four named Amanda Adkins who had moved to West Virginia from Maryland. They started dating.
Wait. This woman moved to West Virginia?
Crazy,
Like,
right?
was in a different state and decided to relocate to West Virginia?
Correct.
Okay, all right. I'll try to process this. All right, keep going.
Yeah, that song's fucking catchy. That whole "Take Me Home" shit, that's
Yeah, it
catchy.
is. It's a good
Until
ditty.
you get there, and you're like, that fucking song blows. John Denver deserved to fly into the side of a fucking mountain. You Muppet-loving asshole. Fuck you,
Wow.
John Denver. I'll fight you.
No one's going to survive this episode.
By God, okay, he's got John Denver in a headlock. So they started dating in July of 2016, and it was not long until Benjamin moved in.
Okay.
Or is that? Yeah, Benjamin moves in. Now,
So you got 4 kids?
4 kids.
Great.
Youngest 10 months old.
Awesome.
It's always good to invite a dead inside construction worker sex freak to come live with you and your 4 children.
Sure.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, according to Benjamin, nothing went wrong. One night, the morning of October 3rd, he had stayed up very, very late, and around 5 a.m., he said he had had a couple of beers, and he wanted to do some laundry. So he turned on some headphones and did some laundry with the baby.
Okay.
Past that, he says he doesn't know what happened. He blacked out. He doesn't know. He had a couple of beers. He was just doing laundry with the baby.
I've done laundry blackout. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. We've all done laundry blackout.
Sure.
Who does it? Who does it sober?
Right. That'd be a waste of time.
Now, the mother woke up at about 5 a.m. Amanda walked downstairs to the basement of her home. And we have to go with Amanda's version of events because, obviously, Benjamin, he blacked out. He doesn't know what happened.
Sure.
Benjamin has no idea what could have happened here.
And Amanda wasn't there, so I don't know that we can trust her either. But.
Right, but she came down to the basement of her house to find her boyfriend at the time kneeling over her naked daughter with his trousers unbuttoned. She told the court, I was confused. I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was, quote, drying her off.
Okay.
But as she approached, she noticed that her daughter's face was covered in blood.
Well, that's why you need to be dried off, I suppose.
The baby was also making gurgling sounds and was cold to the touch.
Okay.
After rushing unconscious Emily upstairs, who's 10 months old, by the way, Amanda called 911, and the recording played in the court, because this eventually did go to court. Amanda was heard screaming, "I think he fucking raped her."
Oh, God. Okay.
Before telling the dispatcher that Emily is bleeding from her vagina.
Oh.
Amanda was then heard screaming at Taylor, "What the fuck were you doing? Why is she naked?"
The fuck are you doing?
That's it. Now, if you're not convinced this guy is a creep yet.
Yeah, what else do I need to know?
He stood there silent and did nothing to help.
Okay.
The police showed up, obviously. The baby was rushed to the hospital. The jurors were actually played the body camera footage of the officers talking to Benjamin.
What did you do?
He was not very forthcoming.
Oh, no?
No, they kept saying to him, "Hey, man, tell us what happened. Tell us what's happened."
Oh, and then he pulled out his guitar and went,
"Anally raping children."
Well, he said, I don't know. I was in the basement doing laundry with the baby. Everyone was asleep. I tried to change the baby's diaper.
Okay.
He said.
Sure.
But then he says, no, I didn't even do that. I was blackout drunk. I don't remember anything.
Okay.
That's what he settles on. Now, he says he doesn't know what the hell happened. He blacked out. And a cop said, "Hey, could you lift up your shirt?" And when he did, on the body cam footage, it revealed a patch of blood on his stomach.
Okay.
And he told deputies the blood stain must have come from when he picked up the baby. Deputies discovered large amounts of blood on various blankets and clothing items in the basement. There's a lot of blood, guys. And according to the complaint, Taylor then said, without solicitation, "But that baby's blood's not on my crotch."
I washed that off.
He goes, "There's no baby blood on my crotch. It's just on my
crotch.
stomach." And they said, "Well, we're going to have to examine you." And as they examined him, they discovered that he had blood on his navel, his chest, also inside his pants, on his groin. And then he looked down and realized that his bloody penis was in view of the cop and tried to wipe off the blood off of his dick quickly so the cops would not notice it.
It's a good move right there.
Yeah, full view of the cops.
Good thinking, buddy.
So,
Jesus Christ!
they also found blood on his inner thighs. It was all from
All right,
Emily.
we get it.
Yeah.
He's covered in a 10-month-old blood. All right.
All over.
Yeah.
Now, she's rushed to a Charleston hospital where she was later pronounced brain dead.
Ugh.
Carl, he fucked this kid's brains out. He literally fucked this kid, his 10-month-old baby's brains out. She dies 2 days later, and the mom didn't know what else to do, so they ended up pulling the cord on this, pulling the plug on this poor little baby.
Yeah,
Now-
and him too, right?
Well, he stayed silent. He just, I don't know what happened the entire time. Infuriating. During the court trial, sat there, didn't say a word. The only time he showed an ounce of any type of acknowledgement of what happened
Yeah.
is when they found out he got life in prison without parole.
Okay.
He started crying a little.
You didn't like that?
He didn't like that.
Not a lot of children to rape in prison.
Yeah. And I will tell you,
Screw up your whole
people in
lifestyle.
West Virginia, I got to say, I'm making fun of them today, but I like them because they started a petition at whitehouse.gov
Yeah.
to have this man hung in public.
Oh, cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah, man.
They should do that. Put it on Facebook Live.
Hell yes. Don't you think so? I was
yeah.
like, good on you, Virginia.
I'll give that some
West Virginia.
some stars.
Now, I do have a video for you. This is how horrific the court case was and the testimony in this whole thing.
Okay.
Now, you know how reporters always make everything about themselves?
Yeah.
Here is exactly that.
And on a personal note, I do want to say I want to thank everybody who has stopped to tell us kind words when we went into gas stations, to people, the hundreds of comments and messages that I've received thanking me for covering this story. But I want you to keep in mind what the media is going through as a result of this story is nothing compared to what Emily Behringer's family is going through, what the Adkins family is going through. So please, if you believe in it, keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
13 News.
Ugh.
Who fucking cares?
They did the whole story about him being sentenced to life in jail, and then she had to end with that.
Yeah.
And that's why she's my creep this
Yes,
week. That
all
report-
right.
No, my creep
Local
is...
news reporter making it about her.
No, my creep is the guy who fucked the baby to death.
Okay.
Yeah. They're bad. I don't like those people. They fucking deserve to be hung. I agree.
What was he drinking, though? You said he was drinking beer? Might have been some powerful, strong beer.
He might have gotten those, what are those fancy White Claws?
Yeah, the Surge.
Oh, he had some White Claw surges
Watch out. Those are 8%.
Got a
ABV.
couple surges in him, and that baby started looking mighty good, sashaying around in her little onesie.
All right. Are you ready for my West Virginia?
I don't know.
Are you done with your presentation?
Has Hillary Clinton been to West Virginia? What are we doing?
No, but Chris Cuomo was. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I did think about Richard Ojeda, who lives in West Virginia, decided not to do that. I'd find someone who's a little creepier than that. And so I'm going to present to you the biggest creep who was born in West Virginia, Canova, West Virginia, on October 14th, 1953.
A sexual sadist, a man who thought nothing of abusing, mutilating, stabbing women. He was a man who had a ferocious hatred of women.
At his peak, the
Sean
bodies
Hannity?
of the killer's victims were discovered at a rate of one every other week. The evidence revealed that a depraved serial killer was on the loose.
Each crime scene was like somebody crazed, not even somebody, something, monster type. You know, it was just terrible.
That monster was 31-year-old Army veteran and divorced father of two, Bobby Joe Long.
Bobby Joe Long is my West Virginian creep that I'll be presenting today. Let's talk about what this guy was up to.
Bobby Joe
Well, in a
Long.
single spree, he killed 10 young women. And not only killed them, abducted them, subjected them to dreadful abuse. He was, without question, one of the most dreadful, depraved killers in recent times in the United States.
How did this come about, Vinny? How do you build someone like this?
I would have to shout out Cam Critical on YouTube. He said his name is BJ Long.
BJ Long. Very good.
All right.
All right. Well, apparently this guy had a lot of accidents when he was growing up.
As a child, Long suffered many accidents, head injuries that caused several periods of unconsciousness. Some were minor, like falling from a swing. Others were more serious, falling downstairs and being thrown from a horse. One of his most serious injuries occurred at the age of 7 when he was hit by a car. The accident left him with a deformed jaw and teeth.
All right, so
where he fell off the swing. Where?
I know.
What are you trying to tell me?
Getting
here?
hit by a car probably seems worse. Well, it's interesting because I can obviously relate to the deformed teeth thing, but there's also something that I think you can relate to here.
Like to see this kid get through life with clubbed feet.
Yeah, well, that'd be rough too.
Long had also been born with a condition that would later in life prove a challenge to his masculinity.
He had Klinefelter syndrome, which meant that he had 2 X chromosomes and 1 Y. Now, one of the symptoms of that is it gives a young boy, as he grows into adolescence, significant extra estrogen.
High levels of the female hormone can result in men developing enlarged breast tissue called gynecomastia.
This happened to Bobby Joe Long, to his great embarrassment, and I think also heightened the fact that he loathed women.
That's right. He was born with tits.
I don't know what you are referring to, sir.
Deformed teeth and tits. It was like some kind of
It'd be like our baby.
Yeah. He actually had to have breast reduction.
It'll be amazing.
Surgery.
That kid will have fucked up teeth and perfect tits. It'll be unbelievable.
You can do worse. You can do worse, people.
I hate you so
Well,
much.
despite all of this, he in 1974 was married to his high school sweetheart, and they had a couple of kids.
Tits and all, huh?
And
Who
well,
breastfed
no,
them?
he had them removed. He did have them surgically removed.
You could do that?
Yep. And well, now that you're getting that sweet Patreon money, you can start saving up for it. So he's an adult now. He's married. He has children, and he's hitting his head a lot of times when he was younger. And then as an adult, this happens.
On March the 14th, 1974, Long sustained another serious head injury in a motorcycle accident, and his behavior changed dramatically.
I think that, if possible, the motorcycle accident just kind of knocked the screw loose that was holding everything together at the time.
By the way, that's his wife, his ex-wife, not a medical professional, talking about how when you hit your head, it knocks a screw loose.
Sure.
That's not sanctioned by the CDC, by the way, just so you know.
Well, I learned about most of my medical knowledge came from old Batman episodes. He has a screw loose, Robin. Fucking stupid idiots.
So this guy hits his head real hard. He's in the hospital for a long time.
And then he forgot who everybody was.
And he's got some weird behaviors going on.
Whilst in the hospital, the nursing staff noticed that he masturbated constantly. Long was released 5 months later.
Jacking it, jack. Spanking it, spanking it, smack.
So this guy's all horned up. He's in the
just
hospital.
Jerking off going, man, I wish I still had those tits.
He's in the hospital for 5 months and just whack it in front of the nurses. Well,
and they let him out, huh?
And
I guess that gets annoying.
And then they let him out, and he comes home to his wife, and this is his wife talking here.
He was leaving the house at nighttime, telling me that he, just needed to go out and clear his mind and get away from the kids and myself and everything. And, in my heart, I felt like he was probably seeing somebody.
Bobby Joe Long didn't have a lover. He had a secret sadistic hobby, raping women.
He had a secret hobby. Rape. I love that delivery.
I like how it's described as a hobby.
He had a secret hobby. Raping women.
Yeah.
In fact, this guy had an interesting move when it came to this. I think you'll find this interesting.
Over approximately 10 years, Long sexually assaulted at least 50 women across Florida. These were completely random victims and were impossible to connect. The unknown offender became known as the classified ad rapist.
What he would do is
Carl,
he would answer questions people put in the classifieds.
Carl, he raped 50 women in Florida?
In Florida.
Out of bounds!
He was born in West Virginia. Born in West Virginia.
Out of bounds.
So,
out.
Anyway, the point is that...
the point is you didn't pick someone from the state.
He's from West Virginia. What are you talking about? Of course he's from the state.
But if all of his crimes are committed in Florida...
he was born. Oh, stop with the technicality bullshit. You know you're losing this week. Stop it already.
I don't think I am.
So for 10 years, he's married to his wife, and he's out raping women at nighttime. Well, he's also getting kind of abusive with his wife, so she finally divorces him. And this is the beginning of a new hobby, I guess we'd like to say.
Long had decided that his only true satisfaction would be in a great many sexual partners.
Bobby Joe Long had a fresh hunting ground of Tampa Bay, where just raping and abusing women was no longer enough. He would go from being the classified ad rapist into a serial killer.
Is that the Robin Leach of true crime?
It sounds like
Who
it.
the fuck is this guy?
I don't know. The point is, Minnie, this guy, after being a rapist as his hobby, decides, I'm going to up it a notch.
You know, sometimes you want a doggy bag.
Starts picking up prostitutes and other women, and he's raping them and then murdering them and then leaving them all over the place. And no one can solve it because there's no connection here, and he just continues to get away with it for months at a time. Finally, he picks up a 17-year-old girl who he brings back to his house, which he didn't normally do. And this
Probably
woman,
not a good move.
This woman, Lisa, stayed with him for a while. She was getting raped on and off, but she was acting like she liked him and being like, hey, we're friends. This is all good kind of thing. So he decided to let her go after having her for 26 hours.
You're all right. You could go ahead.
Yeah, he just dropped her off in a parking lot. Well, then he went on to go ahead and murder a few more women. But because this girl had gotten so much information about him, they eventually figured out that he was the one who abducted her. This is his confession to the police.
I knew it would lead to me getting caught. Why did you know that? I just knew it would. I knew she saw me. And I had a pretty good idea she could see underneath the blindfolds. And it was a real tug of war trying to decide if I should let her go or not.
So he knew that she was going to be able to figure out who he was, and he let her go anyway. And the dumb thing that he did was he had the carpet in his car was like a red carpet. And that red carpet, like the little fibers of it, ended up on every single victim. So they were able to connect him to all of the different murders. He finally confessed to it. And just in 2019, he was finally executed by the state.
Of which state?
West Virginia is what we'll say.
Carl, are you lying to myself and the audience?
I might not have researched that thoroughly, Mr. Paulino. So that is my creep this week. Bobby Joe Wong, fascinating story. And
maybe we'll revisit him when we go to Florida sometime.
Maybe we
Carl,
will.
that
I
was
think
a
he would
great.
qualify for both.
That guy is definitely a creep. But
And,
ladies and
and
gentlemen,
also, he's also.
They thought that it was like a serial killer.
well, he would be a serial killer.
Serial killer.
All right.
That lady's so happy.
I love it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you could vote this week at patreon.com/thecreepoff. That is where the poll will be.
Okay, cool. So
Cool.
we'll go to Patreon to vote. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention?
What's
Just a
that?
fun detail. The reason why he hates women so much. So his mom was poor, and they lived in a studio apartment together, and
Yeah.
they slept in bed together into his teenage years.
Oh, that would make me hate women, too.
He slept in the same bed with his mom as a teenager. All right.
Ugh.
So, yeah, there's a theory that when he was murdering these women, he was just trying to murder his mom over and over again.
That's
fun.
Yeah, that is fucked. That
That's
is
pretty fucked. Pretty fucked.
Okay. Well, let's move on. That is the competition. Remember, patreon.com/thecreepoff to vote this week.
All right.
I want to thank a listener in the Discord, my man Freddie, sent me this wonderful Chris Chan silver coin from Kiwi Farms. I love it. Thank you very much.
That's awesome. And I got this Opie hat, Krispy Kreme donuts, camouflage Opie hat.
Love it.
Which is really just the worst. Matches my outfit today, though.
You know what, though? If you had the same hair as Riff Raff from
yeah, you'd wear this too.
the Rocky Horror
You'd put
Show,
anything
like
on top of that shit.
Fucking Opie does now. It doesn't matter what rag you throw on top of your head.
That's a good point.
All right. So that's a lot of fun. Thank you, Freddie, for those wonderful gifts. Now, I also need to make an announcement. I tweeted it earlier today at CreepOffPod. The link, I will be doing the Polar Plunge February 6th. I lost to Eric Zane.
It's coming up.
It is coming up very quick. I will be jumping in Lake Ontario, and it's going to fucking suck.
Who's going to film that?
You.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to come and film it.
Sounds cold. I don't know.
All right, fine, don't. But either way, it's going to happen February 6th. I will be jumping in the lake. They are raising money for the good folks at the Special Olympics.
Oh, yeah?
So if you want to support the Special Olympics, while I do this, there is a link on there. If you want to throw $5 or something like that, we appreciate it.
Cool.
We'll give them a couple bucks. They maybe if we raise enough money for the Special Olympics, they'll name one of the medals after me.
Yeah.
Well, that's retarded.
I want like the bronze medal to be called the IE or just something like that. I think would be good. I don't think I could beat some of those kids.
That is probably true.
All right. You ready to do some voicemails?
Yeah, let's do some voicemails. We have a sponsor for this?
We certainly do.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the city of Syracuse. Syracuse recently had wind chills of negative 25 degrees. This is one of several differences between us and hell. See you in Syracuse.
Very good.
Subtle differences. Subtle differences between you and hell. All right. First one in. I got to tell you, this is goddamn tragic. I don't know how else to put it.
Okay.
Vinny, tragedy has finally come to the world of pizza. Little Caesars has bumped the price from $5 hot and ready to $5.55. Vinny, what? Inflation. This inflation's out of control. 11% inflation. Oh my God! Come on, Vinny. What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do?
What am I going to do? I'm going to pay the extra 55 cents with Carl's Patreon money. That's
yeah,
the fuck
I know,
I'm
right?
going to do.
Fuck! Yeah, you know, you don't realize how bad
launch
inflation is until it actually hits home.
Until it gets right to your doorstep.
Oof.
It adds up. 55 cents here, 55 cents there, breakfast, lunch.
That wife of yours doesn't have to eat every day, does she?
What's that?
That wife of yours doesn't have to eat every day, does she? Just cut out a meal or two.
Yeah. People already think I starve her. All right.
I'm one of those people.
This is a question for you. Someone called the creep off number to ask a WATP question.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Vinny, this is actually a voicemail for WATP. And a question with Carl. You know, he's got his usuals over there like Croge and Andy and Chris, and sometimes you're on there. Is Carl, does he butt fuck all the regulars, or are they all butt fucking him? How does that work?
Well, I'd love to answer the question for you.
Know since you've been on, but I don't know, maybe. Okay, well, thank you, fuck you, goodbye, or whatever the new sign-off is supposed to be.
That's gross.
You nailed it, and we fuck Carl.
I'm a bottom in all of this?
Yeah.
That's a weird question. I have a voicemail that I wanted to play.
I'm sure you do.
For us.
Hey, this is for the creep off. I'm going through old episodes, and I just want to let you guys know that not all male nurses are creepy. Most of them are, but I'm not. I mean, all the guys that I work with, I'm pretty sure are like, you know, rapists and shit. But I'm a cool dude, so stop giving us a bad name, okay?
Oh,
Thanks. Bye.
The male nurse unicorn decided to call us.
Yeah, I know. Also, you listen to the show. That means you are a creep.
Yeah, you can't.
That's by
about
definition.
creeps, by creeps, for creeps, sir.
By definition, you are a creep if you enjoy this show.
Yep, just wanted to make sure you know that. But we do appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's a fun voicemail.
It is for you, so.
I got to tell you, something weird happened.
Yeah.
We got 2 voicemails in a row that were not advocating us to kill ourselves.
Oh,
Hey,
great.
Carl. Hey, Vinny. Absolutely love the show.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I am a poor bastard that got uprooted from the beautiful spot known as Richmond, Virginia, to move to the wonderful city of Syracuse. And the way you guys bash on the city of Syracuse brings joy to me every single time I listen. Keep it up. Thanks. Bye.
Syracuse blows.
It sure does suck.
And this one, I got to tell you, this one made me happy. I smiled a little bit.
Hey guys, Troll Pal PP. They say the absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I just want to let you guys know, it really sucked missing you guys that week, but it made me realize it's my fucking favorite podcast. You're the only Patreon I subscribe to anymore, and keep doing what you're doing. Like, I fucking love this podcast. The best one I've ever listened to. Don't expect you to play this or anything. I just want to let you guys know that. Happy New Year. Bye.
I was really waiting for the other shoe to drop there.
Nothing.
That was just a sincere. That was just someone being sincere that they enjoyed this show. Is that what you just played?
Ridiculous. But thank you.
It's not April 1st.
It is not April 1st.
Wow. All right.
And there was one other thing I wanted to mention. I saw a comment on the poll this week.
Okay.
That was on Patreon, like we said. And I just want to. So we had a listener who posed a question on there, and I wanted to answer it directly on the show.
Oh, great.
Sorry, I accidentally closed the window, kids. I'll fix it in post. This one came in from Miss Muggle.
Vinny.
Sorry.
Serious question. My boyfriend, who got me hooked on the creep off, number 1, loves the creep off. Number 2, listens to WATP. Number 3, sometimes goes to sleep listening to Seamus. Number 4, does DDP yoga. Should I be worried? Because by that logic, I just voted my boyfriend to be creep of the year.
The DDP thing is what makes me the most nervous out of all of those. I mean, going to sleep listening to Seamus, that's a good way to get to sleep.
I'll tell you, Seamus has put me to sleep. I mean, I don't know how I survived the 12-hour podcast challenge. Listening to
I
that
know how
speak.
you did. You talked over it the whole fucking time.
Yeah, it's the only way to stay awake.
I know exactly how you survived it.
Now, fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. And I had nothing good to say anyway. So either way, DDP.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the time I met DDP?
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I got to hold his belt. He had the WCW championship belt, the real McCoy.
Yeah.
Heavy motherfucker. I got to hold it. And he looked at me and said, "Hey, man, listen, thanks. It's really great to meet you. Thanks for coming today. And listen, here's a coupon for a free 30 days to DDP yoga. It'll change your life, fatso."
That is all that guy does is shill his fucking yoga, man.
I mean,
he's the worst guest on any show. That's all he wants to talk about.
All he did was just basically like fat shame me. And I was like, "Well, nice to meet you too, Mr. Page."
Well, he's trying to help you.
Yeah,
we're all trying to help you, Vinny. We're all trying to help you. The way that I do it is just by shaming you into thinking that maybe pizza isn't as delicious as you think it is.
How could you possibly shame me into believing that?
I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah. Pizza's not cool. Only nerds eat pizza, Vinny. Yeah, that's going to work.
Pizza's for losers.
Yeah.
You know that?
Well, guess what? If pizza is for losers, I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Why don't you kill me?
Oh, my gosh. I got to ISO that one.
All right.
Let's see that dick.
All right, Vinny. Relax over there.
Carl, stop being mean to me. You ready to do the scum parade?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it up.
Watch out for the scum parade. Oh no, it's the scum parade. Look out for the scum parade. Making Vinny's day. His day.
This really does make your day.
I love that song.
No,
I really do.
I mean, these stories. You love these stories.
I
You
don't.
love finding them. You love sending them. You love reading them.
I want to thank again my boy Gangrenously, our boy Alex.
Yeah.
He sends me so many great stories. I don't feel like I get to do the deep dives that I want to do anymore. I used to like to sit down with a cup of coffee and start Googling.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking just look at a message from this kid, and it's like
He's amazing.
9 stories of just atrocity to choose from.
And
it's
that's
like,
just
goddamn.
Syracuse.
Every week with the Syracuse. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's start off with a topic that we've been discussing on the show lately. These Door Dashers.
Yep.
They could be a problem.
And why wouldn't they be?
Exactly.
Frankly, you're not employed by this app. You can do whatever the fuck you want, buddy. It's fine.
My boss is going to yell at me.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Power off.
Oh, no, I can't go into work tomorrow? Oh, no. Oh, bummer.
Oh, boy. San Antonio police have arrested a man charged for exposing himself outside a home after a grocery delivery.
Okay.
Xavier Downs, 29, was seen on a Ring doorbell camera exposing his genitals and masturbated.
Jacking it, jack. Spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack.
Could you imagine just some guy walking down your pathway, holding your fucking groceries with one arm and just fucking cranking one out with the other?
All right. I have a problem with this, okay?
Yeah.
Because honestly, he did nothing wrong. If there wasn't a camera in the doorbell, no one would have known he was jerking off.
They were peeping on him, technically.
Yeah, he's minding his own business, jerking off where he doesn't think there's anybody watching, and there isn't. There's no one there watching him. The problem is we're putting cameras everywhere. That's what the problem is, not people jerking off in public. There's too many cameras.
Minding his own business was is what the hamburgers used to say about little Carl when he was going through a certain age. Oh, where's Carl? Oh, he's minding his own business again.
Ugh.
It's the third time today. Smells like a swimming pool in here.
The cars are passing me by. They honk and say hello.
So, he was arrested and charged with indecent exposure after he went back to his vehicle after delivering the customer's groceries from a store called H-E-B.
Yeah.
Which I think is Heeb.
It's a grocery store.
Heeb?
H-E-B.
Oh, it's just H-E-B.
Yep.
Okay, because I thought it was like kosher or something. He left the bags at the front door.
You thought that was a Jewish thing?
I don't know.
All the Hebes are going down to Hebe. Okay.
You never had matzah unless you had Heeb brand matzah.
Yep. Okay, that's interesting.
He left the bags at the front door and did not have contact with the customers. The arrest report stated shortly after the customer had a motion notification from the front door Ring camera. That's when it recorded Downs exposing himself while masturbating while looking towards the door. Downs put his penis back into his shorts and left when he heard a dog barking from inside the home. Yeah, dogs turn me off too.
If you don't want to watch your delivery guy jerking off, stop filming him jerking off. That's all I have to say about that.
And that's the creeps.
Exactly.
Actually, no, he's still a creep because he apparently had done this before back in February.
This is the first time?
This was not the first time. They actually connected him to another incident while he was working for DoorDash this time.
Who doesn't get horny working for DoorDash?
Oh my God, all the food and the
pizza. Could you imagine delivering pizza all day? You're going to get horned up
Dude,
too.
Dude, a DoorDasher stole my fucking pizza.
Yeah, I've had
last week.
Just last week?
Yeah.
I stopped using DoorDash because I actually got a bunch of barbecue from the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And I watched the person on the app pick up the food and then just park somewhere and eat it all. He never responded to me. He just ate my food.
I'm not sorry. Dude, That's exactly what I would do. If I was a fucking DoorDasher, I would be, do you remember?
Smells delicious. You're like, why am I going to give this to this guy? I'll just eat it myself.
Do you remember Chris Farley and Billy Madison just eating all the kids' lunches, just sitting next to the bus with all their lunchboxes strewn around them? That would just be me in the middle of a parking lot.
I'm surprised you haven't done that yet, to be honest with you.
Just coming to mind now.
Yeah, all right.
Day is young. I'm sure they'll let me. I'm a flawless citizen.
Okay.
I'm sure I'd pass the prerequisites for fucking DoorDash at least.
Vinny.
I'm better than dirt. Not that fancy store-bought dirt.
As long as they don't have Google, you'll be fine.
Jesus Christ. So he's charged with indecent exposure in connection to this other delivery in February of 21 as well. So there you go.
There you go.
Now let's talk about some more food-induced crimes, shall we?
Yeah.
January 3rd, I believe this happened in Indiana. A pregnant employee at a Long John Silver's restaurant was kicked in the stomach by a woman because she would not sell her a single hush puppy.
You know, it's interesting. These people all wanted $15 an hour. And when you start making the big bucks, your job gets harder.
Mo money, mo problems.
Exactly. They didn't realize it's like, well, yeah, you're going to get kicked in the stomach when you're pregnant, when you're making that kind of righteous bucks.
And the customer is always right.
The customer is always right-footed.
Unless it's you, then they're club-footed.
I get it.
Thank you. The 20-year-old victim was working yesterday afternoon at the Evansville Eatery when a customer came through the drive-thru and requested one hush puppy. Now, they're usually sold in pairs for $1.95.
You know, it's interesting, Vinny. I have the audio of them. They were at another restaurant earlier in that day.
How much for an order of ribs?
$2.50.
$2.50? How many ribs do I get with that?
About 5.
5? So I guess that's about 50 cents a rib, huh?
Yeah, about.
Let me get one.
Right on. One order ribs.
No. One rib.
One rib.
I sure am hungry.
Make that one rib to go. One rib?
Okay. Think you could pick a longer scene?
Yeah, I could have picked out a longer scene. Well, after that, he asked for just a sip of soda for 15 cents. So.
Yes. When the worker told... I love the way they described this person. When they told the fritter fan that the seafood chain only sold the deep-fried delicacy in orders of 2, the driver became incensed and yelled a racial slur at the victim while at the drive-thru window.
As you would. When you're incensed.
I mean, if you haven't yelled a racial slur at a fast food employee, what are you even doing?
Why even go to Long John Silver's? What's the point?
I could not think of the last time I've ever or would go to a Long John Silver's for anything.
I don't think they have them around here, do they?
Yeah, no, they don't. I would know. A second woman in the car then began calling the restaurant numerous times, demanding to speak to the manager.
Okay.
So there's 2 women in this car freaking the fuck out because they won't. I mean, are they going to split the one fucking hush puppy?
That's the confusing part of this. It feels like they're telling him, no, we'll give you 2. If you like this treat, maybe you'd have a second one.
Yeah, they
instead
sell
of just the one.
Hey, listen, they're little tiny balls. They come in pairs.
Yeah,
honey. That's the way they work.
It seems like a good thing that they're making them buy 2. I mean, would you ever get upset with an employee telling you have to buy more food?
Oh, me, no.
Yeah.
I'd say, why, thank you.
Right.
You have more?
You know, if you get the meal, it comes with fries and a Coke. Yes, of course.
I got to be honest with you.
Please.
I don't think they've ever had the opportunity to sell me more.
Yeah, I know. That's probably true. They're like, yes, sir, do you want us to... Oh, you already said supersized. Okay, yeah, you got it.
I'm fucking Ryback over here. Feed me more. The passenger then entered the Long John Silver and began throwing things around before she kicked the victim in the stomach and ran from the store.
That's a weird move.
I like to think I haven't seen the videotape of it, but I like to think it's like a front-forward kick.
You think so?
Not like a standing side kick. I don't think they did like a ninja style.
Yeah.
I think this had to be like just a straight foot in front of you kick to the pregnant woman's
belly.
belly.
Like a David Beckham style kick is what you're thinking here.
Soccer style, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I'm thinking like over. Okay. Doesn't matter. Either way, they jumped into a Toyota Camry and drove away. Witnesses could record the vehicle's license plate. Employees described the driver as a black woman aged 30 to 40 who was wearing a purple shirt and a brown scarf.
That doesn't help at all. A black woman wearing purple? Oh, thanks for narrowing it down. Now we'll definitely find who it was.
And the assailant the cops noted was described as a black female of unknown age wearing scrub pants and a gray hoodie.
All right, well, I hope they find these people.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Misdemeanor battery. She kicked a pregnant woman in the stomach over a fucking hush puppy.
It's interesting.
It is. Waterloo, Iowa, Carl.
Yes.
A woman was given 2 life sentences last Monday for igniting a fire at a home that killed a mother and her son. Denise Susanna O'Brien, 45 years old.
3 names, that's not good.
Yeah, that's
should have seen it coming.
They always name all 3 when you're at court. Was found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder in November in the April 2018 deaths of 32-year-old Ashley Smith and her 9-year-old son, Jaquan Salas.
Okay.
Prosecutors allege that O'Brien started the fire in the early morning hours of April 22nd because she was angry that her on-again, off-again boyfriend had spent the night with another woman at Smith's Waterloo home. Now, from what I gather here, this is like an apartment building almost, where there's lots of different people that live there?
Well, it sounds like it's a house because there are a lot of people who live there.
Yeah.
But there were people on the first floor and then the second floor, and people on the second floor were the ones who weren't able to get out.
Right. Because what this woman did was she set fires at the front door and the back door.
To make it very difficult to escape.
Yes.
And what I find interesting is she didn't kill the right person.
No.
Right?
Not even a little bit.
She's very unlucky, this poor woman. She's setting fires, trying to kill people, not even killing the right person.
It's funny. She knew that because she sent a text message to the ex-boyfriend saying, "Karma coming for you and I hope it hurts," prior to setting the fire.
That's not what karma is.
Right.
That's not how karma works.
Nope.
You can't take overt action and call that karma. That's not what that is.
Yeah. Well, hours after the blaze, O'Brien allegedly texted her boyfriend the following: "If I ain't have bad luck, I'd have none at all."
Yep. See, she couldn't even get the guy. So unlucky.
The Courier reported at the sentencing, Smith's mother, Sheila Kraft, wrote, "You are evil. You killed 2 beautiful souls over a guy who obviously didn't want you. You spoke of luck and karma. Well, I truly hope it gets you. You don't show any remorse for what you did. You took everything. A piece of my heart is gone forever." 2 life sentences. This is fucked.
Setting houses on fire is no way to resolve conflicts in your relationships. Is that what the takeaway is on this one?
I think it's the moral of the story, yes.
Yes, okay. Very
This
good.
is such a fucked up story. He spent the night over there with somebody else. I'm going to burn the whole fucking place down, everybody in there.
Also, I think it's really brilliant that if you are going to
And then sent flirty texts.
Yeah, if you're going to commit a heinous act, always make sure that you have some types of text communication with the victims to let them know what your motives are, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. Like, these are very important things to do when you're a criminal. Very smart.
Now, I got to tell you, our last creep, though.
Yes.
Holy fuck. This guy's a problem.
Yeah.
Ramon Marcio Martinez, 39 years old, of Salt Lake City, was arrested December 29th and charged with aggravated kidnapping and assault. The self-proclaimed millionaire, which I didn't know you were allowed to do that.
I didn't know that either. Self-proclaimed millionaire? Well, is he or not?
Right.
Like, they didn't want to do the research? Like, he told us he was. I don't know.
He's from Utah. He allegedly kidnapped a woman and held her captive for weeks in his home.
Okay.
Where he repeatedly beat her and carved the number 6 into her hand to represent woman's 6-month deadline to, quote, love him or be killed.
That's very short-sighted to carve the number into her hand, because 2 or 3 months later, she's like, look, I still got 6 more months. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to work that way.
That could drag out for a long time.
I mean, if somebody kidnapped me and was beating me the way this man beat her. So at one point, she told the police that he grabbed a point and carved number 6 into her hand. She had 6 months to love him or be killed. And lastly, at some point during the day, the victim said he grabbed a gun, pointed it at her head.
Okay.
He beat her.
Why doesn't she love him back? I don't understand.
He choked her to the point of urination twice.
Hold on a second. She peed her pants. There's no such thing as being choked to the point of urination.
If you have to pee really bad and somebody's choking you,
I like
at
that she
point,
put that in there. She's
like,
they're like, why are your pants so wet? They smell like pee. Oh, well, he choked me in to the point where I peed myself.
He beat her in the face with a belt.
Yeah,
he did a lot of things. But, like, let me tell you something. If this is all going down, I swear to God, I'm just like,
I love you. I love you. I love you.
the whole time. The whole fucking time. I love you. I love you. I'm fucking Tim Curry in Home Alone. I love you.
Until that door opens up.
Fuck yeah. So the victim, whose identity was not revealed, managed to escape with a single text message to her friend saying she was being held captive. The friend told police, which prompted the investigation.
What, was she trying to save money on her phone bill? Why was there just a single text to one friend?
I think she got a
Why
hold of
is she
a phone.
blowing up everybody's phone?
I don't think this guy gave her access to a
okay.
phone. When she got it, she did a good job with it.
Okay.
The victim had texted him begging for help and that she was scared for her life. According to the police, they responded to Martinez's home where he answered the door holding a handgun in the front pocket of his hoodie.
It's a good way to greet police officers.
Police found the victim with bruises around her both eyes. She complained of rib pain and difficulty breathing. She told police she'd been assaulted 6 times the previous day alone. Yeah. So
when's the date? Are they going to get married? What's going on?
I don't think this is a love connection.
No.
After he was detained, he was taken to the hospital to check for high blood pressure. We confessed to strangling the woman. This whole thing's got me upset.
Why are they worried about his health? Who gives a shit?
Fucking die in the back of the car for all I fucking care, dude.
My heart is just pounding right now, officer. I need to go get checked up.
And they took him in there. They put a fucking blood pressure thing. I was like, yeah, he tried to strangle her. He later admitted he had planned to move the woman to another residence in Arizona the night of his arrest. Police recommended that Martinez be held without bail due to his giant collection of firearms and access to large amounts of money. He told the police he was a millionaire with businesses in California,
Oregon,
and Arizona. A LinkedIn profile shows that Martinez is the CEO of TrueMed, a medical cannabis doctor referral service. For a fee, the company will connect patients to a doctor who will write a letter on behalf of the patient.
I got to say that even his business is short-sighted. Everything this guy does is very short-sighted. It's like medical marijuana is not a thing anymore. It's all just recreational.
Yeah, you
don't need a doctor anymore.
You think maybe he was acting out at the decline of his business?
Yeah, I think so.
Could be. Either way, he is our final creep in this week's Scum Parade. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a marvelous time.
I hope all the merry marchers enjoyed yet another parade, the weekly parade that we do here on the Creep Off.
Carl, I have a full Scum Parade a full Scum stream ready to go.
Oh, good. Okay.
Tell me the day. Pick a day.
I can do Thursday this week or next week.
See you Thursday.
Okay.
See you Thursday. We'll bust it out. We got to do some bonus episodes for all of you Patreonies out there.
Sounds good.
All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, vote this week, patreon.com/thecreepoff. We will be back next week. As always, you can leave us a voicemail, 585-371-8108, or an email, thecreepoffpod@gmail.com. Carl, it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice, Vinny.
Gagia.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
It's the Creep Off.
That ain't funny. Winhausen for the Winhausen.
Ciao, Bella.
May your enemies be cursed in your podcast.